Nagabenta ki khubor baman kasni pet but subscribe ya u Antor News. Lay phi baro kini gilong ki khubor bam takasngi. U mentri rangba kajala konrat ki sangma ula pentip menta kasngi ba ka cabinet klashim ya karai ban kershan ki autonomous district council ADC ki badon ha kajala da ka pathaulai tli ki sub committee ban yatreilang ba ki district council ha ki south sansngi banwan. U konrad u ong ba ki district council kumka KHADC, JHADC, but GHADC, kide ki benta ba kongsan jang karukom sensyar nong tenrai, but kajeng nong riti kadustur jang ki pat ba. Henry menta kila syakta nang kijeng pisa ka bajur. Hagaru Hills ka GHADC kadon kam hadu nyo folklore tingka mana usnem, ban siu tulop Henry kajeng yo pisa jangka kalong tang arpsan klor tingka. Kaba pelong kajeng duna pisa kaba palat sau folklore. Ka Sorkar ka snuthu balada ngim yarap menta ki council kin nang duna bor ban penyaj berkinong treiru kin syakta namar kim yo tulom. Kumta ngila shim ya karai ban kershan tang na ka benta ka pisa om ban syakta ki bor sensyar ki hokten rai la ki kendon bala ai da ka riti sensyar lo ong ukon ran. Ula penpauru ba ka jingyarap ka ba ka Sorkar ka ai kan nong bait halor ka financial reform da kabadon kam banbu u principal secretary MCS ni IAS ban pet ya ka kam pisa karukom pentri kam tulom ka jing penbet ya ki service rules bar ki financial rules ka ne kan pensyai ru ba ka pisa ka ba ai kan dalit bet shikinong trailing ba ka escrow account khtang ba omdon jing penslam ne jing pentri kam bakla ka jing ai jing yaram kalong kum kalat omdei ka ba penbor. Ka ADC kala ban pediang lane ban kentat ye kene ringi kwa ban pelong bagi nong tre ken om sya du tulom bagi council kinang tre kam kumbadai. Lo ong shu menteri rangba. U CM u ong ru bagi ni ki sub committee kin ai ka kaipot sya ka Sorkar hapo saup sansngi ban na kata ka Sorkar kan shimi karai kat kum ka jingdon kam jong manla ka district council. GHADC Garo Hills nyo folklore tingka Arpsan klor tingka, sahupsan klor tingka, bon palat kinong dre, bat jing pentre kam pisa bomskem, JHADC Giant Hills, Kamshai, Henry Kamduna ban ya ke jing don kam, sudah pisa tang, kumba palat shiteng, don kam don jing duna pisa, kabajur, bon nong tre palat, bat jing klem rukambu nong tre. KHADC Khasi Hills, Kamskem, haka rukambu nong tre, kumba biang ban pendep iki kam jing pisa, kamjur la penyat kamstat bat khanglat ban bun palat nong tre. Ka jing penna jong ka cabinet ka bening kong thung lai sub committee ban pet benya ka jing don kampisa bat jing pentre kam jong ki council. Ka ba ar kai phot hapo south sansngi ban pha sha ka Sorkar. Ka ba lai ka jing yarap ka Sorkar ka nong tang ha ka pisa siu tulom bat jing tre kam om ban kta ki borsen shan ne hokten rai. Kabasau ke jingyarap kantre kam nadu shiterik unai wing arajar arpsan lada ki council ki priang ya ki kendon.
Frederick Harponger and other members in the committee included our Commissioner Secretary Mr. Cyril Dingdo, Shri David Siemle and Mr. L.K. Dingdo who was the member secretary. The committee had submitted its report and we have accepted the report in total in the cabinet today, and we will be making this report public so that everybody can see the contents of the report. I'll just, for this brief information of the press and the public at large, I'll just share a few of them. There are too many of them for me to go through all. But broadly, there was a short-term and there were long-term measures. So short-term measures included options of having multiple boards so that interviews can be done at a faster pace, setting up of interview protocols of how interviews, in what process and system it should be conducted, proposals like recuse from interview process in case any of the member has a family member who's being interviewed, so the person can recuse him or herself, ensuring that we are able to have declaration of assets and liabilities including the chairman and members of the committee, annual calendar of the MPSC, preparation of annual reports by the commission, creation of a grievance cell, the roll numbers of candidates not to be changed in between the recruitment process, notification of marks for personal interview, the ratio of the candidates to number of vacancies be publicized, obviously question papers to be highly confidential to avoid any leakage, and the procedure for that also has been explained. No changes to be made in recruitment process once the process has started. Public disclosure of marks secured by candidates in any examination, other tests and personal interviews for any post conducted by the commission. Release of answer keys after examination and specific time frame to be given for challenging the answer key, and addressing any complaints related to corruption and vigilance in the MPSC through the Meghalaya Lokayukta Act 2014, and some other smaller measures. As I said, this will be publicized and shared with the public at large, so you can always go through it. Apart from that, in the medium term and long term, there were some suggestions. Number one was that we should have computer-based tests. Number two was the strengthening of the NPSC cells, whether it's in Jowai or in Tura. Combined competitive examinations, which means that examinations for the same qualification and same scale could be combined together to avoid any kind of repetition and any delay. Discontinuation of the optional paper, which, as you are aware, we have already done last time for NCS exams, and we will be doing for the other exams also in the coming days. So these are the basic things that were mentioned by the committee, and in addition to this, the cabinet has suggested that we should also add that all the interviews, there should be CCTV and proper recording done during the interview process, and cameras should be there so that if there is any kind of question or any issue that arises, then those can be referred to. So this suggestion we have added as a cabinet, and as I said, this will be made public. I'll just show it to you. So this is the report that has come in, and we'll be making this public so that everybody can see it. The second important decision we took was regarding the ad hoc appointments that were done in the past post 31st December 2007. If you recall, based on a Supreme Court ruling, the people who were appointed on ad hoc basis before 2007, 31st December 2007, we had regularized them last term itself. About 3,000 plus people were regularized. Just to share with the public and with all of you, what does ad hoc mean? Basically, ad hoc means appointments which were made against sanctioned post, but were made without following proper procedure. That is what ad hoc is. A lot of people get confused that ad hoc means temporary post or master role or casual. Ad hoc is, as I said, appointments that were made without procedure being followed, but against a sanctioned post. So, in the past, Supreme Court had given us direction that the government has the option to either conduct interviews and conduct examination and selection process for people before 2007, 31st December, or government can do a one-time regularization of those ad hoc appointments. And as a government, in the interest of the people working there, we decided to regularize those appointments. Now, after 2007, there were still ad hoc appointments that were made. And hence the question arose, what will the government do for those? Now, Supreme Court has not given us the liberty to go ahead and simply regularize those posts. Those individuals who are working in those posts. So therefore, the government has to go for a selection process. Now, just to share with all of you, are agreeable to work with the government based on a simple condition and a reform for financial reforms. Again, I repeat, financial reforms only, where we are focusing on number one, utilization of the money that we give for now for the salaries and different aspects of service rule, financial rules and procurement rules and so on and so forth. Based on those conditions, yes, from 1st of November, we intend to work with those councils that are willing to work with us and agreeing to this basic condition, and we will pay the salaries on 1st along with the salaries of the government employees. Economy is different from paying the salaries. I have repeated again and again, we are not going to be interfering in the files. We're not interfering in the procedures. We're not interfering in the land rights and the different aspects of the powers of the district councils as per the Constitution of India, and we can't. We don't have a right also to do it. So we're very, very clear about it. And that's the reason in the past I've been mentioning again and again that these are autonomous bodies, and therefore it's their responsibility. It's an internal matter, and they have their own government. So it is not possible for us to interfere. But it is only a measure from our side, considering the financial constraints they're facing, that we would like to financially only work with them to see that in the long term there is a financial stability. So that is really what our objective is.
Then what will be the use of those tax which are collected if they are not?
So yeah, so that this committee that we formed is going to work, the subcommittee that we have formed is going to work on those details. All I'm saying right now is that considering the challenges they face, the employees should not suffer. Today, because employees are not getting salaries, the councils are not functioning, and Jente Hills also is facing problems, Karos is facing problems. So what we are guaranteeing is that the employees will not have to suffer, and the salaries will be clear on time, and work will continue. And in the process, we will go for reforms, financial reforms. Again, I'm repeating because people are confused about that also. And we will do the financial reforms internally and work towards strengthening the councils so that they have become again financially independent. And we expect that revenues will go up in that line. So therefore, the subcommittee that we formed will go into all of these details. So this money will be there. So as I said, right now, what is important for us is that we realize that intervention of the government is necessary at this point in time. I've got enough memorandums from Jente Hills, I've enough memorandums from Garo Hills, and therefore, considering the situation, we are concerned about the functioning of the councils and the employees, and so we will be paying their salaries on 1st of every month. And then, as I said, this subcommittee that has been formed is going to work out on the details of other factors, how to increase revenue, how to use that revenue in the salary part or not. And this will be done as per the district council and the different governments that are there. Discussion will be done with them. 1972, we should have been looked into. But I think we're in a situation where these are now integral part of our system and of our governance. And therefore, this is a larger matter that has to be decided by Parliament. A lot of people actually have been questioning and saying that this government doesn't want district councils to continue. Absolutely incorrect. That is not our intention at all. And it is not even our jurisdiction to say that. It is the Parliament that decides about the future of the district councils. We have no power in that. So keeping that in mind, the councils have got a very important role to play. And and the different powers and different subjects have been identified in the constitution. So therefore, from that point of view, they are relevant very much. Can they do better? Well, they have to figure it out themselves. I don't want to comment on that. But I personally feel, without interfering into their role, that there are a lot of areas where we can improve the overall functioning. And I hope the councils will look into that. But as I said, for me, as of now, I'm purely talking about their financial stability. That's the last finance commission, and past finance commission term is over a long time back. This finance commission is coming to an end itself. So absolutely incorrect. In fact, only 60 or 70% of that was released by Government of India. And in all the works, if you see, the utilization of all the works have been submitted. So therefore, that is incorrect. And all the work has been done. We did not get at that point all the funds because this was linked to other councils also. And then the UCs of all the rest of the councils also got stuck. And finally, Government of India stopped that particular program. So we were not able to get the total funds. But whatever funds were received, those funds were utilized, and everything is on record and paper. Official level, and we shared with all the cabinet ministers and officials, was regarding the important decision for the support that we intend to give to the autonomous district councils. Basically, the thought process is very simple, that the district councils at different levels, whether it's the Garo Hills, whether it's Jaintia Hills, or whether it's Khasi Hills, are facing different issues and concerns, and some of them facing financial problems. And we have seen that because of that, the functioning of the councils has been affected at large. And the councils are a very, very important part of our tradition and our institution. And it is an institution that has been, as I said, empowered by the Constitution and the Parliament itself. And hence, it is important for the state government to support in whatever way possible to ensure that these institutions work in a proper manner and in an efficient manner. And hence, our decision has been made that we will be forming 3 subcommittees. And these 3 subcommittees will engage in the next 45 days with all the 3 separately, of course. Each subcommittee for one district council will engage with the district councils. Now let me make it very clear. This is only an option. This is not something that is mandatory. The desire to work and to take the support from the government is totally the discretion of the district councils. It is not something that we are making it mandatory. And hence these committees, these subcommittees will now engage with the councils, and the councils are at liberty to reject this offer completely. So there is one thing I want to make clear: this is not mandatory. But we have seen that there are concerns, and some of the councils may be willing to work with us. When I say work with us, means for the support that we get. Second point that I want to mention is that all these support that we're mentioning regarding salaries will come with a very basic condition and a basic reform based incentive, and that is financial reforms. So we are concerned about the financial stability of the councils. So we would be asking the councils to have a principal secretary of the position of either a senior MCS officer or a senior IAS officer to look into the overall financial administration of the councils, to ensure that the money that has been given is utilized specifically for salaries, and financial reforms like service rules. Service rules are important because employment, all these things, aspects are what leads to the instability of financial instability of councils. So reforms will be required, and reforms, as I said, financial. They may be very, very, very clear. We're talking of purely financial reforms only. So whether it's service rules, whether it's financial rules, whether it is procurement policy, these are the areas which, and obviously disbursement of the money meant for the salaries going through a escrow account and ensuring that the employees get the salary. These are the areas which we would want the principal secretary to be there to monitor. Let me make it very, very clear. Government will not, I repeat, will not intervene in the functioning of the council. Whether it is to do with land issues, whether it's to do with traditional rights, whether it's to do with any kind of powers that are enshrined in the constitution, it is the prerogative of the district councils. Even if the state thinks for even 1 minute that it is going to do something in that line, the constitution is there to protect it. So therefore there is no question, I repeat, absolutely no question and no chance for the state government to in any way go into the different functioning of the district councils. As I said, this is purely and purely to do with financial stability of the councils. And as I said earlier, this is not a mandatory move. It's a clear option being given. We will speak to the councils and the subcommittees will submit the reports to the government within 45 days, and we will take a decision based on the reports that we receive from the district, from the subcommittees, to then decide on how we will move forward for every district council. So this is another thing that I wanted to clarify to everyone. So this is a very important move. I just wanted to share with all of you that there are certain councils like the Garo Hills District Council going through acute financial crisis. Just to share a number with all of you, last year the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council had a salary requirement of about 70 crores, whereas the total revenue collection all put together was less than 25 crores. So you're talking of almost a 40-50 crore deficit. Similarly, in Jayante Hills also, there is some deficit in terms of revenue, and hence the councils are not in a position to pay their salaries. Khasi Hills is in a much better position. In the past 15-20 years, the manpower has been controlled to a large extent. Just to give a rough idea to all of you, the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council has roughly about 800 employees, plus minus. There could be some casual ones, addition, but roughly 800 employees. The Garo Hills District Council had 2,300 employees in the beginning. The last 6 years, 7 years, we have not allowed any kind of appointments to be made, and the numbers have today gone down to 1,300. Similarly, in Jayante Hills also, the Dentist District Council has been very strict, and they have not recruited any new people, and hence the numbers there also have come down from 2,000 plus today to about 13 to 1,400 employees. So this is the status in which the district councils today are working, and keeping all of these facts in mind, we are intending to, as I said, take some positive steps and reform-based incentives to be given. And reform, again, I'm repeating again and again, reform is purely and purely only financial reforms. I want to make it clear.
Hello Meghalaya turns 1!
1 year ago, a small idea sparked a dream which materialized in the form of a screen. An OTT platform to tell stories from the heart of Meghalaya to the world. With over 3.8 lakh downloads and over 1.1 crore views. From indie creators to first-time filmmakers, Hello Meghalaya gave voices a home, a stage and a spotlight. And you, the viewers, made it all possible. 1 year down, 1,000 stories to go. Here's to more laughter, more culture, more Meghalaya.
We